Okay, DJ Axie is gonna come on in about 2 minutes or so, and we're gonna just talk for about an hour. I think whatever, all right, whatever. I'm gonna give myself about an hour. And so yeah. So anyway. Okay. So we're waiting for DJ Axie to come on. Yes, DJ Axie's on. He's in the house, as they say. So we have our interviewer. I am recording this. So yes. Hey, DJ Axie, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, Shelton?
Oh, I'm just fine. We started this a little early, but I was like, well, might as well do so. Might as well start it because if you could tweet this out to your followers, that would be great. Just hit the tell a little bird that will send it out to your followers and people that might help bring people in.
Garner. There we go.
And if I get disconnected and this blab dies because of that, I'll just start a new one.
Well, I'm running on fiber. Probably the best one you can actually buy personally. So.
No, if the phone rings or my microwave starts in my house, I get knocked off. So.
Oh dear God, you're still rolling on modem.
I'm on a wireless modem. So if it gets disconnected, I'll just start a new one, and then you can just jump in.
Unplug your microwaves. Unplug your phones. Nobody needs to know.
Yeah, my I can't unplug my phone, and that's something out of my control. So anyway, so tell me a little bit about this. How long? First of all, how long do we have? Do you think to talk? About an hour, maybe.
We have plenty.
Okay, we have plenty. We have plenty of time to talk. Okay, and if we do manage to get people to come in, I'm gonna bring people in. And we're gonna have a traditional blab where there's like more than one person talking, or not talking, but in the room.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into EDM, and where does EDM stand in your life right now?
Well, I started almost, maybe it was almost 2-3 years ago, something like that. And the thing was, reason I started was mostly because my dad actually made music himself,
Yeah,
and that sort of got me interested. I still have his 20-year-old synth right behind his
yeah,
computer, still standing and running, which he did music with all the time, and that's probably the only thing that actually got me into making music overall. Why I choose EDM, I had no idea. It was probably
yeah.
the only reason was because probably it's popular. I think it's just something sort of clashed for. I don't know. I liked it. It's just
Yeah,
very
what about EDM appeals to you?
well. The way it appeals is mostly, I think, is I don't know. I like the rhythm. It's just like something extraordinary. You can take one thing and then you can play around with it like in hundreds or thousands many ways that are like indescribable. You can take one simple sample, turn it into a sound, and then sample it again and then play around with that and you have a new sound.
Yeah. So, what do you think makes a great EDM DJ? Like, what the David Guetta? Why is he so successful?
Well, that is a tough question to ask and to answer. Uh, Mostly, I think just because you make EDM doesn't make you have to play EDM music. You can play all sorts of music that is out there. I like for mostly 80s, and
Yeah.
I like 80s music, and I like when you mash them like around with a four by four beat, like they did. Mostly, that's how house actually got through. They just started mashing. I think it was soul and R&B, and then turned it into like with a four by four beat, and then that's how we got Chicago House. Hence why it
Okay.
happened. And what I think is, well, what was the question again? I really forgot. I was just into
Well,
my.
what separates the good from the great? From the obscure to the well known. Is it just luck? Is it just chance, or is there talent involved? And if there is talent, what kind of talent is it?
Uh, well, I think mainly, as I said in the previous interview that I clipped from, and I'm sorry about that, guys. I was on the train,
Okay.
which was not the perfect way to do an interview. Yes, I know, but I was still trying to do it just because
It's okay. And I appreciate your efforts.
And what I think is mostly, well, there is luck for once. You really
Yeah.
have to have luck finding the right person. If you find that right person, you will probably try to clash onto them as much as you can, because if you two work together, if you two enjoy each other, you will work all day through. And I also think, yeah, there's a lot of talent involved as well. Talent is what you need. Talent is what makes you, you, really.
Yeah.
And you can't really say, you can't really answer, as you said before, why is David Guetta famous? Well, there can be many, many, many things about it. It could be luck, it could be talent, it could just be just there. He just had connections, maybe. Maybe his father had connections and his grandfathers and all of that just still there. The only reason he actually got successful was because he actually got played at he made a DJ set at a radio station. That's
Yeah.
how his name grew. Before
Yeah.
that, it was just standard local for parties. It was standard house parties, all sorts of things that makes us, well, grow, really. I'm still playing at house parties and all that when I ever get the chance. I nearly don't do it. I mostly produce. I was just at UK playing a sort of event we had with
Yeah.
the label called. We played it at Bootleggers. Was the
Yeah.
bar. We had a beach party theme and all that. We had all sorts of persons. We had Fahrenheit was one. Oscar Jones from a label. Fahrenheit is also on the label. He's working there. We have Mal Kilauea. We have, I think it was, Dan York himself. And I think it was just us five. There was supposed to be one more, but he couldn't make it due to work, which is sadly enough. But we actually did a very good job to promote that. We had we were doing an event with Oxjam. That was the sort of thing we did together. So we raised money. We raised so I think it was sort of £300 worth of donations and all that, just on drinks, just on getting there and enjoying yourself. It was all crowdfunding. I don't think I have anything else on that question, to be honest. I'm just babbling on my own. I'm just trying.
Well, that's the beauty of Blab, is you get to blab on as much as you want to. So you, where are you? Are you in Belgrade or not?
I am in Sweden. I live in Malmo.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought you were from Belgrade.
My description, it might be a little bit misleading. I have roots from Serbia, but I'm still born and raised in Sweden, and I live here.
Okay, so you are in Sweden right now.
I am in Sweden right now. Yeah.
Okay. So, tell me about the EDM community in Sweden.
Very large, very, very, very popular, very large. People all around here listen to EDM mostly. It's just, if you look at all the people that are like around my age, I'm 17, just saying it out right there. If you're looking at people like from 15 maybe, to, let's say 25, 30. 30 is like the limit, I think. People will mostly listen and live with EDM, literally. If you have listened to something when you're 25 or 20, something like that, and you still listen to it like years and years, you will never stop listening to it. Hence why it has grown. Steve Angelo lives over there. I'm not joking.
Who is Steve Angelo, and why is that important?
Steve Angelo is one of the persons from Swedish House Mafia.
Okay.
So he has a house.
See, that's
you go, like,
you have to explain that, because I don't know. Sorry,
he's one of the three members of Swedish House Mafia that just got.
Okay.
And he has literally a house right there, and I've gone past there once, 2 times maybe. I once saw him with his little daughter, but I didn't interrupt. It's just like private life, you know. I don't want to get involved and disrupt people's privacy life, so I just left them alone. Otherwise than that, it's really, really, really big. It's just like you can hear almost everywhere people playing EDM, all sorts of things. Like there's trap music, which is very popular, starting to get really popular at the moment. It's literally.
Okay, what is trap music, and why is it important?
Trap music is, if we want to talk it to a, should I take it on sort of child level on how to explain it? It's like,
well, I'm a child, so tell me. On basic, Darwin is in the house. Darwin, jump in. This is a blab. This is not a formal interview, in the sense that this is not like a podcast. I'm not gonna keep the chat room out of this discussion. I don't expect you to freeze up like they said that the people would freeze up when with Spencer Pratt was on here. So if you want to jump in and be my co-host, you're more than welcome to. So tell me, in a child's point of view, what is it, and why should we care?
It is EDM. It's starting to be EDM because I think it was starting to get popular around 2012, 2011, something like that. And it's basically hip hop, but with electronic drums. It's just gone from the sort of 80s, 90s hip hop, and then grew into with an electric twist. Hence why rap has gone very viral, because hip hop music is extremely huge in the States.
Okay, now give me an example of trap music.
Oh, that is something. Oh, well, I have some friends making trap. They're called Black Sheep. I have well, basically A$AP Rocky is making also some of that. It's just new artists just popping up. I'm not really I don't really listen to trap music that much of the artists. I just, whenever I see something that is trap, I get interested because I don't know the artists. I'm mostly based in the house artists that I know. So what I think is important about trap is it's trying to evolve EDM. EDM is trying to evolve into something new. You're grabbing old stuff and trying to twist it with an electric twist. Hence why EDM is growing as a huge fireball. It is nothing that is bad. It is really good for, I think, but the reason why genres are popping up now and then is because people are trying to make something different, and then someone goes with the flow. Like Oliver Heldens probably makes Future House, which grew instantly as soon as he popped up, and now everyone's doing it. It was the same with Big Room when Martin Garrix popped his and Sandra Silva when they popped Epic.
Yeah,
it just grew mind-blowingly fast. So,
but still, on a practical level, that still doesn't answer my question. What is trap music, and why should I care?
It is, well,
like how would the average person know that they were listening to trap music?
If you hear something extremely bassy with a lot of fast hats, rap.
Okay, what's a fast hat?
Fast hat is when fast hi-hat is basically something that goes very rapidly. Sometimes snare drums also is very included. It's hi-hat is if you want to take it from a child's view, it is the thing that you hit on the side of the drum that is not the snare, and that's not the kick drum. The kick drum.
See, that's that. Okay, I'm stupid. I don't know these basic things. So you have to.
I'm also kind of.
You have. You have to explain in basic terms what does this mean, and why is it important. I wish I had an audience so that they could jump in and ask you these questions, but I got to work with what I got.
I'll work what I can with.
And I'm recording this too. So if people want to watch this, they can come back and watch it later.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
Okay. We have a +1. We have a lurker. I don't know what that means. Oh, there our +1 left. If you see at the top of the screen there, sometimes there's a +1. That means somebody is probably from Twitter is looking at. They have not logged on, but they're looking at there you go, +1.
There's
someone from
people.
Someone.
Yeah.
So right now we have one person who's not logged in that's looking at this interview, and they cannot contribute, but they're checking us out to see if they like us or not, and maybe they'll sign in and then they'll talk. They'll jump into the chat room and jump into the video chat. Okay, so what? It's my impression that they're gone now. It's my impression that "Dark Horse" by Katy Perry is a trap song.
Yeah, it is. It is basically.
Del Williams, jump in. We're having an interview with EDM DJ and producer Axii. He is in Sweden right now, and this is a blab and not a podcast. So if you feel you want to jump in and be my co-host and talk to me and talk to us about what does EDM mean to you, then you're more than welcome to. Okay. No, he's not formerly of Swedish House Mafia.
I wish I was Del Williams. Trust me, I wish I was.
He is just he is not to say just but he is okay. Me, jump in, me. Let's have a blab with me and Axii of Axii Music, Axii the DJ. Okay, just to review, this is a interview with EDM DJ Axii. He is telling us about trap music right now. How has he done Tomorrowland? Okay. What's Tomorrowland?
Tomorrowland is a festival, a really, really huge festival in the Netherlands. And no, Del Williams, sorry, I haven't gone there. I'm not that Swedish. I'm not that cool. And basically, Tomorrowland is probably one of the hugest festivals of EDM all over. After Ultra Music, I think there's more. I can't name them. All I know is Tomorrowland and the Ultra festivals are basically the hugest ones around the globe so far. You even have they also come to US. It's coming to Atlanta in October. Oh yeah, it's tomorrow. Is it Tomorrow World? I think they called.
Okay, yes, we have a question. Me wants to know, do you have any samples to play right now?
Yes, I do actually. If you want to hear some, I'll just go.
I think the audience would like to hear that. Maybe I can get me to jump in and be my co-host.
Well, me, do you want the link or do you want me to play it straight out of my speaker?
Yes. Yes. Do you want the link or do you want him to play it
Both
immediately?
is good.
Both is good.
I will do this. I will send you my personal SoundCloud for you to check on. There you go. That should be there. And I will play you something I'll play you something that I have done just recently that is released on my label. It is called, it's called Sandwich. I made with another friend of mine in Sweden. He lives proximity, literally a little bit from here. And just grab a listen if it works out fine.
Yeah, okay, this is cool.
I have not gone to Ultra and I have not performed there. I am very local for the most point. I just recently got back from the UK playing a set.
What are you? An idiot sandwich. An idiot sandwich.
I'll just stop there, otherwise I'll...
Okay, that's fine. That was a nice sample. So what would that be? I know that EDM is made up of different types of music. What would that be considered?
That would be considered Melbourne Bounce.
Melbourne Bounce. Why is that?
It originated in Melbourne, and basically what it is, if you want to take it very easy, it is when you grab house and you don't really have an all the way straight through bass, you have an offbeat bass, which is basically the kick comes in a 4x4 beat, and then you grab the bass and put it like 8. How should I explain this? It's half a beat. You put it off the kick, which makes it a very bouncy, a very pumping feeling of the bass. And then you put some sort of quirky, very quick melody all over it and play around with different samples and sounds. And you can just play around with it all the way you want. Hence why, as I played before, I sampled a sound that someone made, a simple A sound from I think it was a girl's voice. And then I grabbed a sort of synth and then just made an under melody after that and then just kept on playing.
Okay, me, jump in and talk. Let's talk directly. You can talk directly to. Is there any of those beats copyrighted? Me, jump in and let's talk. I'm at work. Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
All right. So, what's the question? Is what's your favorite artist to mix or play? What's people's most requested beats? And are any of those beats copyrighted? I'm assuming.
My most favorite artist to mix and play is basically. Ooh, that is a really hard one because there are a lot of talented people out there that actually makes really good tracks. I like people that make Melbourne Bounce. There's big ones. There's like Will Sparks. There's I think Uberjack is one of them. Yeah, I think yes. If you're pulling those beats, how does it become yours? Or You have to make your own noises and beats. Well, there's a sort of law of copywriting, and yes, if you wonder if my beats are copyrighted, yes, they are. They are copyrighted under me, because as soon as you make something that is yours, it is straight copyrighted. And it is labeled on my label, which is copyrighted as well, which means that if you would take it and use it as set it as your own track with your own name, you would probably get sued really quick.
Yeah.
It's happened already that some people have been trying to steal one of our tracks on our label. We just went on instantly saying, if you don't take down this, we will sue you and we will take interactive actions all over you, because that is not cool.
That is not cool.
That is not cool. That is really cheap. That is a really cheap blow, because, and there was also one time when they actually tried to do an event with our label name on, Blow the Roof, and saying that we are playing there. We just also went straight there, meaning, please take this down. We are not involved in this. This is not your thing. We just asked simply nice the first time. Second time, we will come right for you. And, well, as we are going on your first question, what's your favorite artist to mix and play? Well, as I said, Will Sparks, Uberjack. I think, what's his name? Timmy Trumpet is also a good one. I like music that is like really energetic. You can just take like one track that is like really, really slow as well, and then sort of mash it into a very energetic song that is just going to work straight through. Shelton, I think you have more questions to ask. Just keep firing them at me.
Okay, yeah. I'm fascinated with this. I'm just letting her talk, because that's the nature of the blab, is that the chat room can maybe have better questions than me.
No. It's a.
No, we're not saying stop. It was just.
Became silent, and I thought it was Shelton's turn. That's why you can just keep.
No. Keep talking.
How do you build up beats? Oh, well, I think you mean tracks, but that's sort of the same language. I think it's just a slang. I normally start with the most difficult part when making it. It's probably the drop, or as you say in pure English, chorus. And I build it from there. I'm trying to make the melody first and sort of see if it works. It's really hard to come up with something else. No, the tempo. Could you explain that a little bit? What program?
What program do you use to do that?
It's called Logic Pro X. It's made of Apple. I'm literally on an Apple MacBook right now doing this chat. And I'm doing this with Logic. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much how I make them. I used FL Studio before when I was younger. I think it was, when I started, I think it was FL Studio 10. It was, I have a mixer and it's all on Mac. Yeah, well, okay, that's cool. I started with FL Studio 10 when I think it was 2, 3, 4 years ago, when I just started to get the interest. No more, so you have. What do you mean? What do you mean, me? Can you explain that a little?
Do you have it? Do you not? Do you have not? I have. No more. I think she's saying no more. So you have. I guess. Maybe.
Do you have?
Do you have a mixer?
A mixer table or a mixer that is with channels and all that? Mixer table. Yeah. I just use the program channel. Yeah, I don't have a mixer. I'll just show you my setup. To be honest, this is what I'm running on. I'm running on a pair of Yamaha HS8s, my 20-year-old synth that I got from my father, a monitor, a sound card, and a condenser microphone. That is basically all the equipment I have for making music. I have a little tiny DJ table right in that locker right there. It's very, very tiny. It's a Numark Mix Track Pro. It's very standard. It works very fine. I use it with Tractor.
So, if you were a new DJ just starting out, how much money would you have to invest to get to a point where you could produce your own music? Is it easy or is it expensive or what?
If you're gonna start, there's two different questions in that, because a producer and a DJ is not the same thing, really.
Okay, well, then let's get get the definitions down. What is the difference between a DJ and a producer?
A DJ is a disco jockey. He just.
Well, I know, but what does a DJ do different than a producer?
Basically, it's just as simple as just turning tables.
Okay, so a DJ is actually just doing tables, whereas a producer makes the music.
Doing the table work. You can still be a producer and a DJ at the same time.
Okay.
And it's not that hard. It's just like, if you have the talent for music and you love music as much as I do, you just want to get it out there. Just go on and try it. It's sure, it can be hard in the first time. You just need to have that go feeling of just like, I want to do this. And then just look up some facts. Try to take some courses on how to work with your music. I'm self-trained. I've played music. I played the piano since I was 13. Never classically trained. Never nothing. I have the luck of having ear, which means that I can hear tones. Very good. And I've just started to read notes. I just started to read notes and all these sheet papers, and that is a very cool skill to have, because that means you can just take any track that they give you. Just here, take this sheet paper, just play it. Okay, sure, I'll just play it. And that is a brilliant skill to have. I would suggest, if you want to start with producing music, first of all, you need more versatility. How do you mean by versatility? If you could explain that, since I'm a child as well, I don't do dictionaries.
So I think what she means is you have to have a diverse group of skills to be able to make music. I think that's what you mean. That's what you mean.
Exactly. You just need by producing music, you need some sort of musical skill. Can you play a piano? Fine, play a piano. That's probably the easiest thing to do. If you can play a piano, you can play a guitar on a piano. You can play a bass on a piano. You can play drums on a piano. It's just really easy. I've heard from my teacher, I have a musical teacher where I go to school. He said, if you want to really learn something easy, learn the guitar, because the guitar is much more easier to work with, first of all, and then you work with a piano, because then you can find all the things together. It's much more easier to find on a piano because you have all the keys in front of you. You have the D, you have D sharp, you have all those things. On a guitar, it's a little bit harder because the strings have like different tunings, which means that you have to work it out yourself. Bass is also the same. Drums is a different story, because then you don't have to be very musical on that part. You have to be very rhythmic. And I play drums as well. I play drums, I play bass, I play piano, and I play guitar. And drums is really, really hard to first get into.
Why are drums hard to get into?
Because some people don't have that rhythmic feeling. It's just, it's easy to obtain. It's really easy to obtain. But if you want to start if you just want to jump into, I'll just want to play drums. It's fine. Sit by a drum. You will not know one thing unless you have skills. It is really easy. Yeah. It is really easy to learn if you have rhythmic feelings like I do. I come from a very rhythmic country, which means, and my dad has been playing drums as well when he was 15, 16 years old, same as me. And hence why I got the skill from him. And
Phil Aston, jump in. We are talking EDM. Internet marketing, come on. We're talking EDM, and if you want to jump in and talk to the EDM producer and DJ, then you're more than welcome to. How do you know this? Okay, yes.
I mostly get noticed on SoundCloud. As you see, I have right now, let me just give you the facts. I have exactly now 2,805 followers, which that has been obtained by 2 years of hard work. It has not been.
So when you say hard work, what hard work are you doing? What's the hard work?
Hardware is really getting out there. I have been having lucky because contacts today is very valuable. As I said before, creating the music. Well, what do you mean by creating the music, me? Because
I guess what she's saying is that by being a producer and you produce good music or new and good music, that in itself is what is the hard work.
The hard work in making music is trying to get out of your comfort zone. I am very comfortable in the hard work of making music is coming up with something that someone hasn't done already. Sure, you can sample something that has been made long time ago, but you still need to have the permissions. You still need to have like, okay, can I do this or can I not do this? And well, I think it is basically, as I said, hard work, because you have to come up with something that is yours. You have to come up with something that will make people shocked, just like, oh, really? That is something very new and fresh. And finding that creative thing it can be hard sometimes. I've had writer's blocks very long time ago. I think I had it for 3-4 months. I couldn't do one single thing. I could play the piano, fine. I could play the bass and guitar and drums, but I could not make something that was my own. So it is both easy work and hard work. For example, I just made a track 2 days ago. I started it and I finished it yesterday and today.
Okay, that's a question. How long does it take to make the typical track?
How long does it take to make a typical track?
Yes.
It depends. What would you define as typical? Is it something that...
Well, for a 4-minute song.
A 4-minute song. First of all, you can actually just make a 4-minute song by using a simple bass line and a kick drum, a snare and a hi-hat and a ride and some build-ups and all that and a breakdown. You can make it very simple, but you can still make it very complex. It may sound complex as well, but it can still be easy for you to make. For example, let's just say the sandwich track that I made, the one I showed
you,
that took 2 days to make, but it's still a 4-minute song. And all the elements there are just really easy to get hand of if you actually find a way to actually find them. I normally just scroll through the internet trying to find things that people wouldn't recognize or make something with, because it's just too cliche-ish, but you will still choose it because it's just something people will like because people know it. Hence why the idiot sandwich sample that Gordon Ramsay said, I thought it really funny, and I was like, okay, why don't we just sample that thing and take it into a track? Because if you can make as I said, there was a law about it. I said the copyright law is if you have something less than 1 bar length, which means 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a bar. You can sample that and use it, and you will not be sued or anything. But you can still not sell it as a purchased track. Hence why I leave Sandwich out for free, because you can't get copyrighted because it is owned by the company that made the Gordon Ramsay thing. But you can still use it and make tracks out of it, so it's fine.
What is some advice that you would give someone wanting to break into EDM? What are some tricks of the trade, if you will? Is it all about being real young and talented? I mean, or what?
You can still be 40, 50 years and still do EDM. I mean, look at
I know, but let's be serious. I mean, you can't just randomly join EDM, especially because it seems like EDM is a young person's kind of music. You know, if you were 42, say, like me, and I wanted to start EDM, to get into EDM. I mean, I like EDM and I listen to EDM. I like Wilkinson's Afterglow, and I like pretty much all basement jacks. I'm very much into basement jacks.
Yeah.
I love the basement jacks, but I mean, I don't know, is that nerd music in the EDM community, or am I how am I being judged by the music I listen to?
Not really. Well, I still like Wilkinson as well. He makes great tracks. I love Wilkinson because he actually, as you he clashes the drum step. I think it's drum and bass. He takes drum and bass and then just turn it into some sort of, because people you can party to drum and bass, but mostly people don't do it. But he takes it on such a cool level and just mashes it with a vocal that works. It just works on the track. Afterglow example. He takes the vocal there, just makes a simple piano melody that just goes in triplets. Not triplets. I think it's dotted. I think it's dotted 4x4s. I'm talking music terms here. Sorry. And he just sort of just pumps, just really cool bass on powder, and then just really fast drums on about it, and he just makes it work. He just makes it work, and people like it because it's just simple. It is really simple. Hence why I talked about the complex thing, and hence why you can just make a track in 2 minutes by doing just
So technically, theoretically, you can make a track in 2 minutes and it be a hit.
You can, you can if you find the time and you find the creativity. I literally sat on the train today and just thought of something really random.
Okay, hold on a second. David, jump in. David is already complaining that I'm boring. This is actually interesting, David. Please jump in and will help me interview. Hell no.
I don't like Swedish guys. David. Sorry.
Okay, David. But this is not boring. This is not boring news. I'm doing something interesting. Okay, so you were saying, I'm sorry.
As I said, I'm literally just came up with a melody or something, an idea that was just, you can say brilliant if you want to. I can say terrible if I want to. As I said, I just came up with something on the train after the first interview that I tried to do, and then I just sat there just trying to think of something new and productive. I thought of it all day until I got here. I just couldn't get down on it on paper. It's just hilarious to see, because you can take something that is just brilliant, and when you try to sit there, try to do it, you just stand still, look at it, and just thinking, what have I done? I've literally done nothing.
Yeah. So apparently I have a reputation now. I hope it's not that bad.
Well, you have a Swedish producer here, so don't.
Yeah, I got a Swedish producer. That should be something. I mean, that should mean something to somebody.
Exactly. I just turned international yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. So, but you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody, and you do these things. Try to do the best you can with what you got. So I will be checking out your music. Okay, great. You cool. sounds like you might. So tell us about your use of SoundCloud.
My use of SoundCloud is basically, I can say I have 25 public tracks that I've made, and I can say here, I will tell you, I have 125 tracks that are all total, including private tracks, which means I have 100 tracks that I've just been bashing out from the Logic files, just straight up to the SoundCloud, and then I've been looking at it, and it's just been sitting there for months and months and months. I recently checked out my SoundCloud and saw a very, very old drum strip track that I made, and I just thought, why haven't I finished this? So I just tried to find a Logic project, opened it up, and started seeing what was wrong. I was missing some plugins, and I had to remix and remaster everything. And I just got it sorted, and I just released it. It's under the name of Lunar Skies, if you can find it, me. Or anyone else that is actually looking on my SoundCloud. I'll just post the link again, since Lunar Skies. Yeah, I'll just type it here. There you go. That's the name. I will post the link again to anyone else that is in here, so they can actually have a check. So that is my actual SoundCloud.
So tell me, what are the benefits of SoundCloud, and what are the downside of SoundCloud as a musician, and is it the future of music, or is something better going to come around? What?
2 years ago, when I started using SoundCloud, it was really, really good because mostly the copyright machine that they have automated now. Yeah, it's above 2 a.m. exactly. As I said, SoundCloud 2 years ago was really, really good because they didn't involve all these huge labels and just picking their fingers in every pie and just seeing, oh, okay, that has something with us. We'll just remove it, and you have to remove it, otherwise we'll sue you. And I started making remixes and all that when I was very young. I started finding it as a sort of thing to do. It was just really easy to do because you take one track and then you just put your elements into it and then you make it your own. And I thought it was really fun until about, I think it was 1 year ago when they started getting more involved with the automated copyright machine or robot or whatever you want to call it. And they started taking down tracks, just like mixes, tracks.
W Watts, please jump in and let's talk. Let's talk with it was the EDM DJ Axii. Okay, continue.
As I said, for about 1 year ago, they started taking down mixes and remixes and bootlegs and all that, all those sorts of things. Just like it just started to go downhill because their automated robot is just literally the worst thing that you can come upon around. I just turned partner with SoundCloud, so they just took back one of all my old things. You can still find them on SoundCloud. They're a little bit embarrassing. I have to clear it out. I'm sorry. And as I said, they just started to clearing out all my things. And
now, what does that mean? Clearing out all your things? What does that mean?
Them. They just started deleting them because they were involved with some copyright on some track or artists or anything, which meant I just got bashed with reports and all that. I have been this close of getting closed down with my terminated SoundCloud account. It happened to Dan once, my friend, which I'm working with.
Yeah, Dan York.
Yeah, Dan York. He got cancelled 2 times. First time was because of a mix. He literally made a podcast every week. He was growing very, very fast with it because he was famous on iTunes. People were downloading. There was over 60,000 downloads every week. So he was actually getting to be known by his podcast. Hence why his name grew, and hence why my name grew, because we worked together, making and all that. So we was just growing together. And they started taking down his podcast due to copyright infringements and all those things. And, well, he got 1 strike, 2 strikes, and then the first strike just terminated it. And he got onto SoundCloud saying, "What is wrong? I have made nothing wrong. I am making my podcast. I have the permissions of all the DJs." He literally has the permissions of them. And they still take it down, which is just really, really annoying. If you have permissions by someone, don't get them. Not on SoundCloud. And as part of me growing into SoundCloud it's a vast community made out of musicians, and you just find new talent everywhere. I have everywhere on my feed just people reposting their likings and all that. I have my friend Grave Event who makes hardstyle, and he just reposts all sorts of good things. I have tracks from very unknown people that also makes good tracks that we find interesting. Yeah, radio DJs are also on there because there's like Laid Back Luke, there's Wilkinson's also on there, there's Blaster Jacks, there's Bass Jackers, there's Alessos, there's all sorts of people there. I think Avicii has the biggest SoundCloud account, to be honest. I think he has very, very huge potential in growing that account, but he does never post. He does almost never post anything, which makes him like when something comes up on SoundCloud, it's just very, very weird and still cool though, because he actually just gets 1 million views just by the end of a week.
So what do you think is the future of SoundCloud? Is it going to be potentially video on SoundCloud? I mean, what do you think would be the best way to make SoundCloud better?
Please, SoundCloud, if you are watching this, please, God's sake, remove your automated copyright machine. It is not, please, dear God, help us. It is not fun. It is not fun, trust me. It is worse. There has been worse. Earthquakes are better than your machine, trust me. It is not funny. Sorry, it's just trash. It's just completely horrible.
Why is it completely horrible?
It ruins people's potential, as I say.
Why? Why?
If people are actually trying to get somewhere, first of all, a remix is very easy to do because you already have all of the finished elements in one track. And then you're trying to change those. When you're trying to change those, you can actually grow potential in it. And it will sort of grow better if you think in your own mind. And when you're trying to get it out there, it will instantly just pop up on your messages. It has been infringement. It is copyright infringement. We are removing this from our SoundCloud. Okay. And that is really, really boring because that just makes you just stop hold. And you're trying to watch other streaming services like Mixcloud is really, really big because, first of all, SoundCloud, they don't have an automated machine that does your work. Second of all, it has actually grown a little bit bigger since it was, because 2 years ago it was like literally nothing. And I think Mixcloud is a little bit nicer on that copyright thing because they don't cash in big levels for their work.
Yeah, what is the power of social media when it comes to promoting EDM?
It's very famous, as I said before. It's very famous. It will easily get around. If someone likes it, they will automatically share it, and if someone else likes it, they will share it, and it's just growing and growing and growing. I had a video that I put on Facebook, my personal Facebook, with a video that I made. It was a standard video that I just clipped and found. Exactly. If you like something, you seek it. Yeah, exactly.
Also, W. Watts says, "Why don't you make your own original music rather than worry about being shut down for copyright infringement?" I think the nature of EDM is that you sample from other people, right?
Well, that has gone there. Yeah, I make original music very, very much, but I like making remixes more because you can take something that you really, really like, and then you make your own twist with it. Hence why, let me just see, what was the latest remix that I made a remix of a track on my label that has just been released as well. And I just took the original track, literally, and tried to make my own twist with it because I found that, as I said before about the trap music thing, it has grown vastly. So I tried to make a trap remix out of it, and it grew out very cool. So it's basically taking a track, trying to that you really, really like. Though you don't have to take one simple track. You just take something that you really like and try to make your twist out of it, and try to make it as cool as possible. As of original music, rather than about being shut down by copyright infringement, I think it is for young producers and new producers is the easiest way to get around to get your face shown, because then you take something that has already been made. People already know the artists. I play piano, I play drums, I play guitar, and I play bass. And I read sheet music, and I have ear. Hence why you can see that little Fender copy I have back there. Hence why it's hanging on the wall. I have an acoustic guitar right up there. Let's just see, where were I? Yeah, exactly. About the copyright infringement thing. It's just a very, very easy way to get around because people already know the name. Let's just say let's just take a name out of the air. Let's just say Wilkinson. If somebody takes a remix as Wilkinson, it will just people already know who Wilkinson is, and if people search,
And what people would say that that's the problem with the remix, is that you are kind of drafting off of the success of Wilkinson by remixing, because you say it's a Wilkinson remix. People know who Wilkinson is, and you say, and so they listen to it because they want to know how you interpreted Wilkinson.
well, it could sort of be a way of. It is also a way of saying. I see it as a way when I make a remix out of something. It is sort of a way of me saying I like this track really, 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 really much, and that will make people think that okay, well, sure, you can just take a track and you can just put on your own things on about it, and it will be a remix, sure. But what still makes it more worth than an original track? It doesn't make it much more worth than an original track. I think an original track is when you put everything you have and just put it into one paper and just finish it. A remix is already half the work done, and
Yeah, that's the problem with the remix, is that somebody else has done the hard work, and if you have no talent, then you can just remix it and use your name associated with the person who has talent, right? That's the problem.
That's the problem today, because there has been people that have been taking, let's just say, like they take one of my tracks and they call it, and they just maybe change one or two things that are really, really simple to change, and they call it a remix, which can be a little bit sad as well.
Julia Rocha left us. Okay. So, so do you think you could use the Blab platform to help your career?
This is the first time I actually used Blab. I've never heard about it.
Yeah.
I download the app. It was Turkish. I do not read Turkish at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. I'm an Android guy. I'm not an iPhone. I think it could be a way of sort of broadcast what you're doing. It's just like a live stream. You could have it live streaming you when you are in the session of a studio, or when you're trying to, as you say, you do podcasts, you do video blogs or video podcasts.
Yeah.
And it could be a really easy way to get around with, because I just started to get in here and it looks fine. It's very simple to use. You have a comment chat, you have a share to Twitter button, you have all these webcam things, so you can basically just go in and ask questions. We just started using Periscope, to be honest. We just started using it. I think it was on Saturday. We started using it. We were thinking about it. What sort of way should we use Periscope? The only problem is with Periscope is that it's just available for 24 hours, which makes it really, really simple. Yeah, lots of DJs. I've seen some. There's MTV Music. There's lots of big artists and celebrities and all that are using it to stream some random things. And as I said, we started using Periscope, and the only sad part is if you can't save the video, it is only available on the server for 24 hours. And in that 24 hours, how are you gonna, if you're like me, not very, very internationally famous, like locally only, how will you try to get that very video to go on the internet and spread?
Yeah, you can save it. Use catch.com. So
I will check that out. I will check that out. Catch.com. I've never heard about it.
So that is a way that, because I could see you potentially, one neat idea to use a Blab is you could have different people in the studio making music at the same time, and people could see it from different angles as you did it, right?
I pressed on catch.com and I got to some sort of website thing that has I don't really know if this is the right site or anything, but it looks
well, just look. It's not what you expected, huh?
Not really what I expected, but I think sign up. Well, I'll take a look at it later and see what it is. But I have. We were thinking about doing it on YouTube as well, because YouTube, you can store it on your profile and it will
Yeah.
flavor as long as I know. And we do have I have the app on my phone live on YouTube, so I can just press it and it will just record it straight into YouTube and do a live stream as well. What was it? Yeah. I don't know if anyone else has a question or anything. Shelter maybe, or
Let's do some closing remarks, and then I'll take it off the record, and then you can hang out and just use Blab if you like. Of what it means to be to do EDM, and what is in fact the future of EDM in the sense of, is it going to go even more mainstream or what?
I'm thinking, well, it is gonna grow very. It's very mainstream today. I mean, like, it has grown bigger than. It's almost so people are actually trying to blend with pop music, house, or pop music, rap music, hip hop. It's basically what pop stands for. Is just popular music. So people are taking house music and blending it into pop. Exactly. When it's radio played, it's pop or house or anything. Anything that's on the radio is mainstream. Hence why Kygo has blown very huge. He wasn't really the first one to do tropical house, was he? I think it was Thomas Jack was the first one, and they have extremely similar sounds. They have extremely similar sounds because they're under the same management. But Kygo has gone a different way. Zed and Afrojack has also gone on the radio. Yeah, Zed he's worked a lot. You know Ariana Grande. He's actually produced her tracks. One of them, I think it was. I think it was. Let me just see. Ariana Grande. Let me just Google search. Break Free. There we go. Break Free was the track. Yeah, Ellie Goulding as well. I think Calvin Harris produced one track for her. Exactly.
Okay, I'm going to stop recording, but you are more than happy